Oh man, there's a super tanker right there. Oh, what a hit. What a hit. Wow. Wowee. Pointer line of jerkbaits really takes advantage of the things that key these big smallmouths. Wow, man, just hit it hard. They're just mean. Pretty fish there. Wow. Oh. We're also catching some of these big fish on slenders. Oh, you gotta love them. Big old smallmouth bass. Well, springtime in the North Country is really synonymous with big smallmouth bass. And to me, that's all about jerkbaits. Luckycraft jerkbaits are really the best way to catch these big fish in the spring. Beautiful combination of speed and depth control. These big smallies just gotta eat them. We'll be talking more about that. Let's get her back in the water. To catch these big smallies today, I actually incorporated 3 Luckycraft baits. Each one has its own little subtle characteristics. We caught a lot of fish on the venerable Pointer 100, known throughout the world as a fish catcher. Still hard to beat on a lot of days. Has a real wide swing, gets down to 5 or 6 feet right where those big smallies live. Wonderful finish we're all accustomed to with Luckycraft. Great hooks, and if you noticed on some of those fish I caught, they were coming up and nipping at it, and getting this back hook really puts the emphasis on having quality super sharp hooks on your jerkbait. Pointer 100 was one of them. The other one was the slender. And this happens to be a slender 97. I throw this bait a lot for smallies in the spring. I throw it in the 97 and the 112. They seem to want this little bit smaller one today, but you notice right away it's got a more slender profile than the Pointer 100, and it just gives it a different look. The other thing is that this bait tends to not swing quite as wide and crazy as a Pointer 100. That's important. Sometimes you want something that's not quite so hard for them to catch. More of what I call a straight puller like this. As for color goes, I keep it pretty simple. I base most of my color selection based on the water clarity. The clearer the water, the more natural I want my selection to be. What Luckycraft refers to as their ghost finishes. Notice they're translucent, they're very realistic. These kind of patterns, if you're gonna leave a bait in front of a big smallie in clear water and they're gonna get a good look at it, you want it to look realistic, and Luckycraft just goes the extra mile to make sure they do that. But a lot of the water up in the North Country has color to it. It's not dirty as in muddy, but it has a lot of stain to it, kind of like a weak tea. It's referred to as tannic water up here. Now for that situation, I really like something that's got a lot more color to it, that's easier for them to see in that dark water. Jerkbaits have a lot of visual appeal, but they don't have a lot of vibration to bring a fish to it if they can't see it, so you want to make sure they can see it. Pearl IU, a staple in Luckycraft's color selection, is a great one in stained water. One of the new crack patterns, it's called. A lot of chartreuse. Smallmouths have just a love for chartreuse baits. Even though these might look kind of gaudy, even in clearer water, there's something about a chartreuse bait that'll really get those big smallmouths fired up. So don't be afraid to get crazy with your colors as well. So if you've been thinking about that big smallie that you've been dreaming of, Get yourself a fistful of Lucky Crafts, a couple of different colors. Head on up to the North Country. Get ready for the best smallmouth bite of your life. Have fun. That's what I'm gonna go do right now. Oh, what a fish. What a fish. Man, what a bite. The thing just about broke my arm. Look at that, he's got that Lucky Craft just T-bone right across his mouth. What a big fish. Whew, this one's full grown here. Oh, wow. That was a great strike. That was fun. That'll wake you up in the morning.